Now, I want to explain you how to create the Wispy Classic easily.
You're listening to the Time Lash Artist Podcast. If you want to jumpstart your lash career, you can also watch Cosmi's free lash training at www.fulltimelashartist.com. Let's grow.
This is one of the most easily and most natural and classy look that you can create. So before I draw the map, I'm going to explain you a few important things before you start creating the map. So always try to work with two different type of thicknesses and also two different type of curls. Could be anything from 0.15 all the way down to 0.05. Yes, and that's classic. Only one application per natural lash. Nothing about volume, nothing about fans, nothing about symmetric line, no. So when you create anything like wispy and spikes, the lash line is going to look one up, one down, up and down, up and down. So normally I play, just to give that beautiful texture, I play between 3 to 4 millimeters longer than the natural lash, just to see that beautiful spike on the top. Now, the number of spikes are not the same as the number of the lashes that are going to be applied on the bottom. So the bottom line is going to look darker because you create 80% covered. The spikes are only a few here and there. Now, to make your life a little bit easier, usually what I do on my clients, I try to apply 15 to 20 spikes per eye, and always make sure you alternate both of the eyes. If you apply 5 spikes on the right eye, then you go and apply 5 spikes on the left eye. So let me explain you and let me show you the map right here. So let's say we have the eye right here. And we're just gonna create a regular open eye just because it's going to be easier for you to understand. Now here I have my natural lashes. And usually I start with in, where the lashes starts, and then with out, where the lashes finished. And then I'm going to split my eye in two. And I have 2 sections here. Those 2 sections, I'm gonna split them both in half. And now my whole focus will be in the center. I'm going to create another line where my pupil starts and where my pupil finished. So here is going to be my longest length, and I'm going to use 2 colors just to understand easily. So now let's say our client, they have the natural lashes in about 10 millimeters or 11 millimeters. Like I said, you can always go up to 3 or 4. That's how you create the spikes. But of course, you wanna understand and you wanna make sure you're not going to damage the natural lashes. So you always check their natural lashes first, and if the natural lash allows us to go 4 millimeters up, then you can easily go. So if my natural lash is about 11, then my spike should be at least 13 or 14. So I'm gonna start with 13. So 13 is my whole focus, and then I only do a few 12s and maybe a few 11s, and that's it. 12s and a few 11s. Now when you go on the bottom, that's how you're going to create 90% covered, and also you want to make sure that you go shorter towards the inner corner. So 11 is my spike because they're gonna be around 2 or 3 spikes in the corner, but your rest of the lashes, they're gonna be more than just 2 or 3 lashes. So going back to our 3-4 millimeter down, so if my spike is 13, right, then my regular lashes should be at least 10 millimeter. If my spike is 12, Then my regular application is going to be 9, and then 8, 9, and 8. So that's when you're gonna create either 2 or 3 lashes together, whatever you want. And that's how it's going to give you the darker effect on the base, because it's 90% covered. And then between them, you're gonna go with your spikes. I hope this makes sense and it's not very complicated, but I'm going to write everything down here. So the spikes should be at least 3 to 4 millimeters longer than the natural lash. And then the regular application could be either double classic, pick 2 to 3 lashes together, and that has to go 3 to 4 millimeters down to make that darker effect on the base. Now the spikes you can work with 0.15, you can do 0.10, and the double classic you can do 0.10, 0.07 or 0.05. You play with your thickness based on the natural lashes. So if you have a client that they have like very thick natural lashes and very healthy natural lashes, so in that case you can easily go and do a little bit more dramatic. It really depends what type of natural lashes you have. And I'm going to make a little map here just to give you a little better example. So let's say here is your eye from the side, and that's your natural lashes. So this is how the extension should look like. Spike 0.15, and then you have the double 0.10, you have the spike 0.15, you have the double 0.10, the spike 0.15. So as you see, one goes up, one goes down, one goes up, one goes down. And that's how you're going to see that beautiful texture at the end of the set. And you can create the same wispy hybrid, wispy volume, anything like wispy. Make sure you do one up, one down, one up, one down. And you can play with any type of thickness, 0.15, 0.10, 0.7, 0.05. It really depends how the natural lashes are looking. If they are thick, you can create anything you want. If they are very fragile, very thin, then you don't even have to go up to 3 millimeters. You can stay down by 2 or 1 millimeter up. You can play, you can always play, but make sure you start with the spikes first, and then always check with a little mirror to see the results. I'm going to also do a little video so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
If you got a passion for lashes, let me see it. It's time to level up. If you need me to, I'll I'll teach you my 6-figure secret. Better believe it, cause I believe in you. You're listening to the Full-Time Lash Artist Podcast. If you want to jumpstart your lash career, you can also watch Cosmi's free lash training at www.fulltimelashartist.com. Let's grow.